Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Maurice here again from MVRugby. Thank you for joining me. We are tonight talking about Argentina versus South Africa. What happened there? A bit of analysis on the game. A lot of people are assigning blame to a lot of aspects and a lot of players and everything there, but I'm going to cover that in a bit. Then we also have obviously the Sharks versus the Lions for the Currie Cup final, and then again the the All Blacks versus the Wallabies in Sydney, I believe that was. And whatever transpired there, the brilliance of it all, the mistakes made, the bad play, bad performance, brilliant performance by some players, and yeah, all in a big bunch. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hello everyone, as I said, starting off with South Africa versus Argentina here tonight, and off the bat, straight out of the starting block, South Africa went strong on the attack. Apelele Fuss is scoring the first try for the Springboks, and then Jesse Kriel second try right underneath the poles, both converted by Handré Pollard, putting them at a 14-0 advantage right into the first 5 minutes of the game. But at that point, Argentina hit back extremely strong. It was just, the first try that was scored, and it's like they've just smelled blood. And they didn't stop scoring tries until, just before half time. I think then it was Reinach, yes, that then went in for scoring a brilliant try off the rolling maul, and from there on it basically just went into half time. Kobus Reinach obviously putting it into touch just as the halftime whistle or siren went. So let's talking about that a bit. A lot has happened in that. Like I said, Fussy scored the first try, then that was followed up by Jesse Kriel. Pollard getting a penalty goal over as well. Then Albanose with his own conversion after a try by Carreras. And like that, like I said, after that, it's like the Argentinians just smelled blood. And just went into a frenzy of try scoring, which was just absolutely... the Springboks just wasn't able to stop that for some reason. Arendse got a yellow card for an illegal tackle just after Carreras' try, and I think that probably had something to do with it. The wing was now obviously wide open, and creating a hole and way through for the Argentinians that just for some reason we couldn't plug. Matera then scored a second try. That was then followed up by a brilliant try by Sclavi, I think Sclavi, excuse me, with one of his teammates actually doing a great job, keeping the ball in play after the Springboks tried to force him into touch. And I don't think the Springboks really expected him to still retain the ball back into play. Sclavi then got hold of the ball. Mapimpi wasn't quite ready to defend that position, and he just bulldozed through for a brilliant try. From there, it was Albanose then converted and then scoring a penalty try after or a penalty goal that was followed up by the try by Reinach. and of course Andre Pollard not being able to as being quite a skew kick, he hit the try right in the corner, and Andre Pollard wasn't able to convert that. Then they went into half time, and then just directly after half time, Andre Pollard hit one penalty goal there. That was followed up by another penalty goal by Leboeck, putting them at a 28-26 advantage. That was then followed up by a penalty goal by Albanos that again saw the Argentinians take a 1-point lead over the Springboks, and Moni Leboeck then followed up with an attempt at penalty goal, which failed, unfortunately. Technically shouldn't have, but this is, again, a lot of people put the blame on Leboeck there. The pressure was on him. It was literally the closing 2 minutes of the game. We scored a penalty just within the Argentinian half. Moni Leboeck lining up for the penalty goal, takes his time, try to take aim, does the run off, kick it, and unfortunately misses. Just went just right off the posts, which was rotten luck for him. But I mean, this is literally the result of that series of pressure. Moni Leboeck, and I'll read you the statement now soon by Rassie Erasmus. He's been hitting every single goal, every single conversion. In the practice runs that they've had, he's been hitting every single goal, and now to come to that moment where all the pressure and all the eyes is on him, because he hits this, we win. He doesn't hit it, we lose. But let me just read Moni's statement, because I think this does speak volumes. Rassie goes on to say, not just for us to win the game, but for him personally. I was really hoping that he kicked that kick. He has been kicking well this whole week and kicked so well in the warm-up. He slotted everything, but that's pressure. He then goes on to say, I don't think the game should have come down to the wire, with one man kicking it over. There were lots of opportunities where we lost the ball in lineouts, giving away penalties in their 22. It was not a great display for us. Mani is going to get a lot of flack. We all know that. He must find a way to manage that. I am sure we will all get a lot of flack for him missing that kick, but it shouldn't have been on the last kick for us to win. And that is very true. Andre Pollard missed that last conversion. There was a lot of goal opportunities that we missed. Albanos himself missed a lot of penalty goals. He missed, I think, one conversion. So when the pressure is on, a lot of these guys do unfortunately cave to the pressure, and then they don't perform as well as they should. But like I said, it shouldn't have been on the last kick for us to win. We should have done it much earlier, with a lot of try attempts that just we get into their half, into their 22. We then botched it up with some penalty, knocking on the ball, going offside, making some kind of illegal play that we get then blown up for, and we missed that opportunity. So to now put all that blame squarely on Moni Leboeck, I think is just absolutely unfair. And I've seen a lot of people just absolutely leveling incredible insults and incredible criticism on Moni's performance in that last kick. I think it's unfair. I really do. And I stand with Rassie square on this. The Bokke as a whole did not perform as they should have for that entire game. He goes on to say that we did start well. I'm always nervous when we start so well. We tend to beat a team counterattacks from behind. He says we tend to be a team that counterattacks from behind. We should have put them away from the start. Unfortunately, we got the yellow card. Argentina exploited that really well. They got outside our defense really well. They scored 2 tries while Kirtley was off. So yeah, like I said, that played a role. Kirtley, there was also controversy, was Brendan Paulser that kind of criticized the yellow card, didn't think it was fair. As Kirtley Orange says, sure, he didn't dip into the tackle. Oh no, he did. Actually, he did dip into the tackle, so they were mitigated in certain circumstances. But his shoulder hit the player on the chest, and then it rode up onto his chin. So I kind of feel that was a bit of an unfair call by the ref. Maybe a penalty would have sufficed, as there was enough mitigation to kind of bring this tackle outside the realm of possibility for a dangerous tackle. But the ref unfortunately didn't see it that way. He did, call it as a yellow card, referring it down to the bunker. The bunker did come back eventually and said, no, it's remaining a yellow card. There was enough mitigation to not justify a red card. I feel there was enough justification to not justify a yellow. Penalty, yes. Yellow, I'm not so sure. I'm not convinced. And Brendan Paulser himself wasn't convinced. And so was a lot of other people. Including my wife. And a lot of people had criticism from me to, kind of referring to my wife. But like I said, a lot of people have their own opinions. My wife as well. And I grant her that. You have your opinions. We have our opinions. He also goes on to say there are no excuses for this the second half. We were 15 men. It was a closely battled game. We never saw ourselves as the favourites because we left a few guys at home. But not just that, we were completely the underdogs going into that game. If you take it from the fans' base, we on their home ground, the stadium was absolutely lined with Argentinian supporters that didn't like us that much. They were overwhelming. So we never, the Springboks could never go into that game expecting any kind of fan support because they weren't going to get any. We wanted a few guys to experience playing in Argentina, but we desperately wanted to win. The other thing, obviously, that I need to mention, that I feel it is important to mention, is the temperature. It was extremely humid, extremely hot. I think somebody mentioned about 36 degrees. One of the commentators mentioned about 36 degrees in the stadium itself. But to be fair, the Argentinians were playing under the same conditions. Argentina deserved the win, he goes on to say, and they say they played better on the day than us. It's nice pressure on us again now. There's a lot that we didn't achieve today. So that is articles cited from the Global Sports News. So yeah, that one is on us as a team. It's not on just one or two or three players. Andre Pollard for missing a conversion, I think. Armani Leboeck for missing that last penalty conversion. A lot of the players that botched attack moves in the Argentinian half, and especially in their 22. So yeah, no use crying over spilt milk. We've got Mbombela Stadium this week coming. So Argentina is going to be on the back foot there. We're playing on our home ground, our homegrown advantage, our home turf with, hopefully a lot of supporters that will be there to support the Boks. and let's score this win. Come back with a vengeance like the All Blacks did against Argentina. So the Sharks versus the Lions. What a game. Absolutely epic. Oh my God. This was a hard-fought match for both teams. Again, came back to a last penalty goal, in the very last couple of minutes of the game. Jordan Hendrickse hitting that penalty goal, scoring an absolute 2-point win for the Sharks. It was a 1-point win, excuse me. I think the Lions was leading with 2 points right up to that point, and they obviously expected to have the game in the bag, and it just didn't happen. Ruan Venter, the captain, absolutely heartbroken. I think with a lot of the Lions fans, we didn't expect it. Nobody expected that. Me sitting watching at home, I absolutely expected the Lions to win that one. Then the penalty comes in. It was just within the half of the Lions. Jordan Hendrickse hitting that beautiful penalty goal. It was a straight kick. I mean, it wasn't at any kind of angle at all, so that kind of helped. But he definitely had that distance bang on. Again, like I said, anything can happen. The boot can hit the ball on the incorrect angle. The ball can just hit in a completely different direction than intended. So yeah, absolute disappointment with that. Trevin Yakane absolutely celebrating with his little jig right there at the end. As you can expect, the Sharks absolutely celebrating the night away. I think the after parties after that one was probably going to be matched only by the after parties in Santiago after the Argentinian win over the world champions. So the All Blacks versus Australia, great performance by both teams. It was a very hard fought match. Valentini, absolutely brilliant performance by them. In the second half, they brought on this absolutely massive, it's like a Goliath of a number 19 young lad. And he made a huge impact. I think he kind of bulldozed over a lot of All Blacks players. They didn't expect that. Damien McKenzie's kicking on form as well. Wallace Atiti performing absolutely well. Despite being down, I think it was on the second, in the first half, they would, it was in the second half. They were down 2 men, playing 12 versus 15. Nobody could basically see that happening. It was just absolutely, I don't think I can say anything more about that, really. If you look at the kind of stats, how they went down, Will Jordan off the bat went for absolutely brilliant try right, in between the posts. That was followed up by Leon's own try. Clark basically getting his own try. McKenzie hitting that conversions every single time. That was followed up then by a try by McWright. Lecelio again converting that one. So Artie Zavea scoring the next try. Frazier then followed up that with a counter try of his own. McKenzie basically nearly, starting the second half with a penalty goal. Leonard Brown that gets a yellow card. And then shortly after that, Clark gets a yellow card. So now in the second half, sort of run about the middle of the second half, the All Blacks are 2 men down, and the Australians took full advantage of that, scoring 2 tries after that, and then that brought us to full time of a 28-31 final score. Nick White, for the most of the game, did behave himself, but eventually, as the pressure mounted, he, again, gets told off by the ref, to stop shouting at him. I know in the heat of the game, a lot of that does happen. I mean, our team players have been guilty of that, being told off by the ref to, hey, if you want to take over the ref duties here, be my guest. On this field, in this game, I'm the ref at this moment, and I would appreciate it if you'd stop shouting at me. That was basically the gist of the little chat between Nick White and the referee there. So yeah, it was an absolute exciting weekend for rugby. Another exciting weekend lining up again as well this weekend. The weather has been quite nice in Cape Town for this weekend coming, and for this week. Quite a nice hot few days. So yeah, we'll be waiting now coming into the second half or second leg of the Argentina versus South African game, and also the All Blacks versus Australia. And I do believe the new fixtures is going to start now for obviously the URC going into this its first starting off season now, but obviously the focus will be on the two big games, All Blacks versus Australia and South Africa versus Argentina round 2. For the United Rugby Championship, we'll be having the Lions versus facing Ulster, the Bulls versus Edinburgh, we got Sabre versus Munster, Scarlets versus Cardiff, Connacht versus Sharks, and then Ospreys versus the Stormers this weekend. So absolutely going to be a lineup that we're going to look forward for a full weekend for rugby this coming one. We've got the Lions versus Ulster at 12:55 at Emirates Park. We've got Bulls versus Edinburgh at 3 o'clock. That'll be at Loftus Versfeld. The Connacht versus Sharks at 8:35 p.m. in the evening. That'll be over there at Dexcom Stadium. So they'll be playing away, and also Stormers will be playing Ospreys and Dunraven Brewery Field there in in Ireland. So while the Lions and Bulls will be playing home, the Sharks and Stormers will be playing away for this weekend. So yeah, hoping for the best for our teams there. We're hoping they're going to start off strong, especially after the Western Province or the DHL Western Province performance this Currie Cup. We are definitely hoping for a better performance for the Stormers in this coming URC. But guys, yeah, again, nice hot week, nice hot weekend. Let's keep the beers cold. The brides are coming. We're having Bride Day tomorrow and Heritage Day for everybody here. So happy Heritage Day for all South Africans here. Let's all be donning our, traditional wares, eating our traditional foods and drinking our traditional beers, as we always do, doing our traditional prize. And guys, have an absolutely smashing week ahead. I will be joining you guys again just before this weekend, hopefully to cover some of the lineups for coming this weekend. Obviously, I can't, cover them all in a video as short as I normally do. But join me again then, guys, and peace out.